Welcome to Shooting the Ish. Hey, what's going on?
What's happening?
How's it going?
Good, how are you, Brian?
What's up, Grim Reaper and Chris?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Yeah, pretty good. This is Shooting the Ish, and how would we describe our show? This is like bar talk for the sober crowd. What would you say about this show?
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth.
We're less qualified critics.
Right.
You're selling us short, George. Thanks.
We're more qualified civilians. Let's put it that way.
We sound like very smart drunks in the bar.
Yeah, if you don't want to go to the bar and get into a potential fight, then just listen to this show.
Yeah, and then probably develop an extra chromosome at some point.
Oh, I don't like to curse early on in the show. Like I like to curse later as the minutes roll on. But Prisoners I saw yesterday and it was fucking awesome.
Yes, it was. I agree.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? You should have saw it, Brian.
I do agree.
So sue me. I've been busy all week.
Yeah.
You know,
no, it was very good.
Semi-cross country.
You've been busy keeping prisoners all week.
You can't prove that.
Prisoners was excellent. It was beginning to end very, very good. Very okay. Let's put it this way: if the Marine was a C movie and Taken is a B movie, then this would be the A movie of that concept.
So got it.
The
Marine. That's the first thing you can come up with.
What's that?
The Marine.
I mean, it's all the same concept. It's that playing on the fear of a loved one being kidnapped.
Taken. Right.
So this one was particularly sick because it was so realistic and very realistic set design, great acting. Two little girls basically get scooped up by what everyone believes to be a creepy RV.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have any evidence, so they have to let the guy go. And the guy has like mental
issues.
He's slow. He's about the mind of a 10-year-old. They keep saying. So the father flips out and kidnaps him and starts torturing him for information. But since the guy doesn't talk in general, it's very hard to peel any information out of him.
Right.
And there's a lot of twists and turns in the whole time. You really don't know if he was the kidnapper, if he wasn't, what happened. So it was cool. It was like a big mystery the whole time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you kind of had a feeling that the kid played by Paul Dano, he was mentally challenged or whatever it was. You kind of had a feeling that he had something to do with it, and just like any father would, at least I would, because I'm a certified psychopath. If I had an inkling that someone had harmed my daughter or taken her or done anything to her, you will bet your last dollar. I would bet my last dollar, and I don't gamble, that I'm going to grab that person and not let them go until either they're dead, I'm dead, or I know where my daughter is.
Well, they're kept. The fascinating thing about the movie is that there kept being these ambiguous situations where the police would get a new tip or something new would happen that couldn't have been done by Paul Dano's character, but the father kept insisting to hold him for longer and longer time. So it got to the point where he was beating him. He was putting hot and cold water on him. It was like a torture movie in some ways, but except your main character was the one doing all the torturing.
Mm-hmm. And Hugh Jackman was very good. He just doesn't move me. I think he's a good actor and all that, but when I watch him, he doesn't necessarily do anything for me.
He always plays pissed off, which was weird. He was just straight beginning to end pissed off dad.
Yeah.
Well, it was a genuine pissed off, angry, as opposed to when he's playing Wolverine, where it's like, yeah, we get it, you're tortured, you're pissed off, and you have blades coming out of your hands, but it wasn't like comic bookish, if you will.
Right. Yeah, it was genuine, but there's something very theatrical about him and
Okay.
it sometimes plays over the top in movies. Now, in a movie like this, that doesn't come off as well as it would for Wolverine or like Real Steel or something like Les Mis that he was in. That being theatrical would come off, big and huge and grand. In those movies, it works. In this one, he was subtle, but you can still tell that there's a theatrical part of him because he studied theater and all that kind of stuff, and he was a big theater guy back in the day, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but
Oh.
you can tell there's something in there. He just wants to break out into a fucking song and dance. It feels like to me.
And think about his pain.
Yeah, it's something. That's the vibe I always get from him.
Okay.
But it was good. Terrence Howard had a minimal role. I thought his part would have been bigger. But Jake Gyllenhaal I thought was fantastic. He created a character from this detective. It was just a random, regular detective guy, and he created this whole world involving his character. Like, you want to know more about him, and he's got these little nervous tics that he developed as the character. He's got tattoos all over his body, and you don't know a thing about his past. There is no character development here as far as anyone outside of the family is concerned, even within the family. But the way he plays this guy, this detective, is just like, you understand where he's coming from, even though you don't know where he's from.
Right.
And it's crazy, and I love it. I think, depending on what else comes out until the Oscars, he should get a supporting nod. Yeah, absolutely for this. I think it's some of his best work.
It was fantastic that you say that. Well, what you're saying is he was so good, and they gave you such little about his backstory, and you really wanted to know more.
Mm-hmm.
They could use this character again. They could take this character from this movie and do like a bunch of Red Dragons and stuff like this, because his character was that he never fails to solve a case, sort of thing. So he was kind of going through being upset because he couldn't solve this one, but he was like a genius detective.
Right.
Yeah, but very low key, and he would always curse at his captain, which was funny.
Yeah, the captain was like a fat, blubbery guy, like, "Come on, I want to go home."
Yeah.
Would you cut the crap?
Yeah, he was just always
Just
yelling
solve
at him.
the case already. What the hell?
Yeah, stop fucking around.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was like going through the motions of life, whereas the detective character would like stay up all night and like look at a crime scene over and over again. His commanding officer was just like a 9-to-5 guy who was pissed that he was involved in it.
And he just solved his case in 48 hours.
It was
He was like, for instance, the detective told his commanding officer, "Oh, we need to hold this guy an extra day," and he's like, "We don't have the budget for that."
He actually said that.
Yeah, it was like goofy lines like that. It was like
man.
There was no genuine like comedy relief, like no joke telling necessarily, but there were some times where there was comedic relief in just how serious everyone was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was shot beautifully, like how everyone does now, natural lighting. That's how it was.
Natural lighting. It's all about natural lighting,
like our friend would say. But yeah, the story was fantastic, beginning to end. The end had a twist that you could kind of see coming, but in a detective movie, you're guessing everyone done it. So, but there was no really cheesy parts. The set design was completely beautiful. Like, even the fact that when they showed the little girl's room, she had dirt on her rug. It wasn't like a perfect looking room. It was like a little kid runs around and plays in here sort of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was cool. It was great, and I think it still has. It had a high score on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm sure it still does.
Right.
We'll have to judge to see which is the best drama
come out of the
big money drama of the year. We'll see next week. Gravity comes out and Captain Phillips.
Yeah,
I want to see Gravity. That looks good.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm kind of like hedging my bets on Captain Phillips, just because I mean, I'm like amazed at like the guys that they got to play the pirates. It's like, did they get real pirates? But I mean, because those actors sure can act. That's the way I
I know.
I'm like,
That's true.
I mean, I'm looking at the trailer. I'm like, wow, somebody should like, thank the casting director on that one. I'm like, where the hell did they get these guys?
I know. I'd be willing to play a pirate. I don't see what the.
But they say, well, of course it's based on the true story because of that event, but I don't think the captain of that ship that really got robbed was like, what are the moral dilemmas you're going through, Somalian pirate?
You don't understand. This is my ship.
Quit while you're behind.
Aw.
Well, Don John also opened last night, and I saw a preview of it. Not 100% sure. I know Prisoners had a budget of $46 million. It opened to opening weekend, I guess. The opening weekend, that was last week. That was $20 million.
Okay.
And it's only made.
So it made
yeah. It's not making that much. It's almost made $30 million till now. That's not very good.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there's so many avenues. They'll make its money back. Don't worry.
Well, who's in trouble? Which one of you guys has the GTA meter up high?
Surprisingly, not me. Thanks for asking.
No, that's me. That's me. I got 1 star, but I'm out of the cone.
What'd you do?
I'm just being myself, man. The helicopter's coming. Oh shit! Just bounced up to 2 stars. All right, guys, stick with me.
Hide in the grass. They never find you there.
Right.
I think it's too early to tell what Don John opened to, but it's.
Oh yeah, it's too early. No, I mean, how did it do? Like, how did it get reviewed? I'm interested because the acting does seem good. I know your buddy's in it too. Congrats to him.
Yeah. One of my friends plays a supporting role. Jeremy Luke. A good guy.
Yeah, the acting seems good. I was a little concerned that the previews didn't show any antagonists because I know that kind of what draws people to go see a movie.
Well, right. Yeah. From what I was getting from the so-called critics is that it was a kind of a cliche, but because of his direction, Joseph Gordon's direction, it still felt fresh for the most part.
Yeah, I heard the accent that him and Scarlett Johansson was doing. Very cool, like Jersey sort of vibe going on there. Not that I think that vibe is cool in real life, but I think they emulated it very cool.
Scarlett Johansson was good. It has 81 on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Oh, nice.
Good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Hey, so this week, speaking of things opening and starting, this was the new. I don't know if people care that much anymore as they used to, but this was the new TV season, traditional TV season.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
As opposed to the Netflix random seasons and the the cable all year long seasons.
You
know that.
But it's so much better. It's so much better now. You have new TV shows starting up all the time instead of, when shows ended in May.
Oh yeah, Kevin Spacey came out and went on a rant about that. Did you see that?
I never actually saw it. I didn't actually watch
you
that.
You should pull that, George. You should pull that up. The second half of it is very interesting. He goes on a complete shit-talking rant against traditional TV.
Oh yeah, he just talks about saying he's putting down the music industry in the sense how they don't get it.
Of course.
Yeah, how they don't get it, and how in a way the film business and television business got it.
We were talking about this. We were talking about this the other week.
Right.
Let's see. I got the clip right here.
The music business doesn't get it. Music business.
The music business, yeah, they're in bad shape. But let's see what he's got to say.
And I know all those music producers are such nice people. I couldn't feel sorrier for them.
All of you is that I am not someone with an important job in broadcasting using this speech to audition for an even more important job in broadcasting.
George.
Yeah.
If you could, go to the middle. The middle is where he takes off with all that.
Actually, follows the model more often.
Let's see.
The cost of these pilots was somewhere between $300 and $400 million a year. That makes our House of Cards deal for 2 seasons look really cost-effective. Clearly, the success of the Netflix model, releasing the entire season of House of Cards at once, proved one thing. The audience wants the control. They want the freedom. If they want to binge, as they've been doing on House of Cards and lots of other shows, then we should let them binge. I mean, I can't tell you how many people have stopped me on the street and said, thanks, you sucked 3 days out of my life. And through this new form of distribution, we have demonstrated that we have learned the lesson that the music industry didn't learn. Give people what they want.
Right.
When they want it.
Right.
In the form they want it in, at a reasonable price.
Yes.
And they'll more likely pay for it rather than steal it.
Right.
Amen.
Well, some will still steal it, but
right.
we can take a bite out of piracy. So I predict that in the next decade or two, any differentiation between these platforms will fall away.
Yes.
Is 13 hours watched as one cinematic whole really any different than a film? Do we define film as being something 2 hours or less? Surely it goes deeper than that. If you're watching a film on your television, is it no longer a film because you're not watching it in the theater? If you watch a TV show on your iPad, is it no longer a TV show? The device and the length are irrelevant. The labels are useless, except perhaps to agents and managers and lawyers who use these labels to conduct business deals.
Right.
But for kids growing up now, there's no difference. Watching Avatar on an iPad or watching YouTube on a TV or watching Game of Thrones on their computer. It's all content. It's just story. And the audience has spoken. They want stories. They're dying for them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why people. That's why people like rap music and country music, because it tells a story, not like that nonsense Kesha.
Yeah, but rap used to tell a story, not anymore.
Right. Not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously now it's like pop stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
It's more like basically who can pretty much fuck the most bitches, who can like order the most expensive drink, and like who could have the biggest guns and shit like that.
We should come up with a mathematical formula for like guns plus bitches plus drink equal good rap, or a correlation of the rise of all of those terms used in songs is a direct relation to the revenue of the music industry going down.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean,
it's really bad.
It's really bad.
It's really bad, man.
I mean, I have a very good rap song here that's never really gained a lot of popularity, but
Who wants to taste my yellow style? You want my yellow style? I'ma give it to you now. Who likes my chopsticks? Hit you in the shit with my little lipstick. Yellow, if you wanna see me, eat yellow. I never seen nothing like you before. I can kick you higher than you can kick me. I can kick you way up into a tree. Who wants to taste of my oolong tea? Ho tea tea. Everybody in the boat putting in chang. Wanna see my ride? Have a good dog, hit the gun with a bang. What? Everybody wanna see me throw a fireball, but that's not right. Not in real life.
That's very racist and has no relevance to the conversation.
all I'm saying, you're talking about rap, this is a good rap song. That's a shout out to Brandon DeCamillo from the CKY fame, and he didn't sell out for Jackass like everybody else did, which is interesting because he would have made a lot of money.
He was basically doing the South Park Chinese guy before South Park was doing it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, South Park was back this week.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
It was okay. You know, they took extra time off. They usually do like a half a year and then take another half a year and do another half of the season. Mm-hmm. But they took a full year off. I guess because they were doing that musical. And I guess the quality had been going down a little bit. They got caught stealing some stuff from College Humor, which I can't tell why anybody would steal from College Humor. It's such a cheesy ass site.
Steal what though? What did they steal?
Like comedy bits and stuff like that.
Maybe the captains of the ship stepped away and allowed the mice to play, I guess.
That could be.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, they came out, and Trey or Matt really came out and said, look, we were in a jam that week. We just went with an idea that you guys already did.
Oh, they admitted it?
Publicly. Now, I don't know if that was just them being the lead and taking the brunt of it, or if they were the ones who wrote the stolen material, but It's always better when you have your creators in charge. I mean, look at the last season of Bundy's where Al and Peg were cheating on each other, completely breaking the premise of the show, and that was when the both creators had stepped away and the fans took over the writing.
I actually don't remember much of the last season. I guess that's how bad it was, because I do remember watching it every week.
Yeah.
What day did it air? I forgot. Wednesdays?
No, at that point they changed it multiple times throughout the last season, so if you didn't know when it would be on, you'd probably miss it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Fox does when they want to give you poor ratings to cancel you. They put you on a different night, in new episodes, a different night every week.
Gotcha. But usually, what night was that on? When it was on in its heyday, I guess.
In its heyday, it might have been Sunday nights, but then they switched it to Saturday, Friday, Sunday afternoon, Saturday earlier, later. So they bounced it around, I believe.
Love and Marriage. That was a great song. It's a fucking shame and a half that Fox didn't get the license to the music for the DVD release. That was disgusting.
Yeah. But I see what Kevin's South Park. It was okay. It was okay. It was. I mean, they were making fun of the NSA and how people are worked up that the NSA is stealing everybody's information, but making the same point that everyone posts the shit for free on Facebook anyway.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I was watching a couple of new series. One's with James Caan, where he plays like a deadbeat dad.
What's it called?
Hang on. Yeah, it was that. Yeah, it was that memorable. There you go. But it has like a sort of a Bad News Bears vibe.
It just sounds like an underprepared co-host.
Yeah, how'd you know? Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Well, while you look at that, South Park.
Well, we didn't discuss this in the rundown, so yeah.
All right. You figure that out. South Park.
Did anybody watch Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., by the way?
No. Was it good?
No.
I'm surprised. You thought you guys would be into comic books. Oh, wait, that's me.
Okay, Brian, enough of this. What did you watch, and what was it called?
Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And how was it?
No, the other thing. What was the other? Oh, no, we're talking about... All right. You suck, Brian. You're confusing everybody here.
I'm not sucking. I'm just...
Brian, please move forward with the show. What happened?
All right, so basically, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they premiered, and and it was all right for what it was. And the only problem was that you had all of these like pretty people playing tech whiz and biologists that was a bit of a stretch, but hey, it's fantasy, so who am I to?
Is what's his name the director of all of this? Like, how much of the creative process is Josh Whedon in on this?
Probably, if anything, he's probably like, there for namesake, like producer, like executive producer or stuff like that.
Okay, so it doesn't have the vibe of his other stuff where it seems like he's very well thought out and... Well, this seems like a merchandising opportunity, really.
Yeah. Well, when they're trying to convince the folks that, it's going to tie in with the other films that are going to come out.
Okay.
Weird.
So bullshit.
You remember with those terrible Star Wars
Back in the Game.
What's that?
That James Caan's new sitcom, Back in the Game. There you go.
You remember with those Star Wars terrible prequels, they were doing stuff like that on Cartoon Network. They would have like a series.
Right. The episode. Right. Like the Clone Wars. Right. If anyone watched that shit.
No.
But all right, so you watched Back in the Game, which was unmemorable apparently, and you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, guilty as charged. Yeah,
I wonder if this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. boosts. Well, they're making money, but I wonder if it boosts a sequel to Avengers, or if it takes away from it.
I think it doesn't really matter at this point because the first one made a ton of money.
Yeah.
And people are waiting for the next Avengers film, which is the Age of Ultron. Now they got James Spader to basically do the voice of the robot. So.
You should have got that one.
Yeah, we can't win them all, Chief. Can't win them all.
Yeah, kid.
I'm hedging my bets on another major villain, so I can't divulge it though.
Okay. All right, so that's what you said, George. Did you see whatever, Brian? Did you see anything, George? Traditional TV this week? We'll talk about Breaking Bad next week. I know the premieres tomorrow. Tomorrow.
We can touch on that now before next week. It's going to be a little bit emotional.
For you?
As far as it's like a member of the family, like, not being around anymore. Basically, when a show ends, like it's happened before. It'll happen again. I have a little bit of trouble letting go, but I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice.
Well, that's sometimes there's a couple issues with TV. That's one of them. Well, Kevin Spacey's true though. When you plan a series beginning to end, there's a lot more time for good character development, whereas traditional TV, which works in episodic content, sometimes has a different writer and a director for every episode. So you get these cheesy one-liners where you have to go to a commercial break and the people say something cheesy, and you have like a detective solves a big murder every week all the time instead of focusing on the little details that go into solving a big murder or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's television. You get an hour. Most of the time, if it's on network television, you get 45 minutes to tell a story. So unless it's going to be a continuation, which a lot of new shows are doing. Now, they're not like all SVUs, where you have like a crime and then you find the guy and then you solve it at the end of the episode. Now things are being carried on throughout the seasons. Low Winter Sun, that new show. They've been working on the same case all season. Breaking Bad has been doing that. They work on the same stuff all season. And, that's how Dexter started off.
Yeah.
The first 4 seasons of Dexter, basically, maybe the first 3, I'd say, the first 2, actually, he killed somebody new every week.
Right.
And then the 3rd season, started to introduce other factors into play, like bad guys that didn't just get killed in one episode. And after the 4th season, which a lot of people say was the best with John Lithgow, the showrunner and I think 2 of the original writers left.
Okay.
And that's exactly when, I didn't know this until recently, but I knew right after that, the show went completely downhill and it's been sucking straight assholes for the last 4 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been like bad television. Like it ended last week and I was kind of relieved. Like I didn't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, it was like that guy who was cool and then got on everyone's nerves and he like just...
Yeah. It's like being in a bad relationship. Like when it's over, you're gonna miss it, but you're relieved. It's kind of like that. It's very interesting.
Right.
So that's why
I don't get that. Well, I definitely don't get that vibe from Breaking Bad because I just started watching it now, to be honest with you. And
no, Breaking Bad is doing a Jerry Seinfeld and going on top.
Yeah.
And it's good that America's taking some cues from Britain and knowing when to walk away, because Britain always does stuff like that, but America will sometimes leave the show lingering, like a la that 70s show, and currently 2.5 Men, which I have to give credit in a business sense for somehow replacing one of the men and replacing the half man at this point. They just added another new character to replace the Jesus freak boy. They added a character who would be Charlie Sheen's daughter, who came from who he had by having drunken sex one day, and 20 years later, now she came knocking on the door. So, anyway, creatively, I don't even know what to make of the show anymore. It seems just a hodgepodge of anything.
Right.
And jokes without a structure seems kind of weird. But if they're making it work and getting everyone a paycheck, I guess kudos to them on a business level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. Oh, yeah, Charlie Sheen's not even on that. What am I talking about?
Oh, it's Ashton Kutcher at this point. It's well, because Ashton Kutcher replaced him as the rich guy, but he didn't replace his character. So this girl, basically, it's just Ashton Kutcher. So this girl, now that they added to the show, replaces physically the half man, the son, but her character is just like Charlie Sheen's. Like she's a womanizing lesbian who drinks and all that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the Berta is still on the show. The big angry angry housekeeper. She's hilarious. But, the show itself has lost its premise. It's lost its concept. So it's always interesting to see jokes being written for the sake of just being written jokes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long it's going to last. I'm not sure if Kutcher's been on there. This is the third season with Kutcher already. And a lot of people thought it would get canned after the first couple. Everyone thought without Charlie Sheen the show would die. And I guess if you're looking at it from a creative sense, it's different than looking at it from if it's still on the air sense.
Right.
But I guess the ratings are high enough that they're still rolling strong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for them. There's a new sitcom called The Goldbergs on ABC that I want to start watching. I recorded the first show. Takes place in the 80s.
I did get a glimpse of it, actually.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet. I did record it. I want to see it. It looks funny. It's kind of like a Wonder Years type of thing. Takes place in the 80s, and anything that takes place in the 80s is cool with me.
That's nice.
Yeah, that does look interesting.
I love the 80s. But, what else? Family started back up. Mm-hmm.
Right. And just from that poster alone, with them all wearing the same sweater. Hilarious.
The other thing I saw was Big Bang Theory, which I love. I'm a big fan of the show. And it started the 7th season, and it's going strong. They came out with 2 episodes to launch the season, and the show still is just as strong as it was in the first couple seasons. The show's quality has not dipped at all. 0% dip in quality.
Everyone's still there, probably.
Everyone's still there. The story always progresses. It promotes science culture, which I like. So, and the comedy's so well written.
Did everybody from the regular cast, they got a raise for the most part?
I know the lead 3, let's use their character names, Leonard, Sheldon, and Penny, all got raises, so they're making good money at this point. I don't know if the other cast members got that, but everyone's good on the show, including the girl who used to be Blossom as Sheldon Cooper's girlfriend is hilarious.
Oh, okay.
But the show's still going strong. Sheldon Cooper and Penny, or I guess Jim Parsons and Kelly Cacao, or however you say her name, they're very good chemistry-wise with each other. The show is in my eyes, a better version of Friends. And I know some people might disagree with me, but in a lot of ways, Friends was like a soap opera, where this is strictly a comedy. So it's like taking that concept of an evolving group of friends, but always having it about comedy instead of always about love interest and stuff like that.
Will they, won't they, that type of nonsense.
Yeah, that sort of stuff. I know, I know Friends, a lot of girls like the show Friends, and I respect the show Friends, but in terms of comedy, I think Big Bang Theory is much better. And,
you talk about Friends? Ha! Pooey!
Yeah, I kind of wonder, I'm wondering if it's because I'm a guy. I'd like to get a female perspective on if they thought Big Bang Theory or Friends was better. That might be an interesting little study.
If there
we'll do that on another episode. How's that?
I could take a poll. I could take a poll of a few women.
Brian, that could be your first investigative journalism, we could figure that out.
But this is the trick, Brian. When you approach a woman, be gentle.
How about you shut up?
Do not approach them from a blind spot. Do not have a hoodie, and do not hold a knife.
Hey, shooting me to snooze here.
Your money or your life?
Your money or your life or your interview? Pick one.
Yeah, right. Pick one.
Hey, lady, you want to take an internet poll?
Up the ass? No. I mean, sorry, Freudian slip. I didn't, I'm new at this. Sorry.
So.
I was thinking more them. How about they call in? I was thinking more along those lines.
I could have a few call in. They might not be so nice to me, so maybe I shouldn't. Be on the show that week.
Yes. What did you do?
All right.
I know I'm a bad guy, but what did you do?
I didn't do anything.
So anyway, so Big Bang Theory was good. I was happy to see that the show didn't lose any quality. And I mean, that was it. Network TV is what it is. It's always going to be there in some form or fashion. Nothing's really that shocking anymore in any part of our society. So it's not like edgy. I don't know. It's like times have changed in a way. It's like if there was some stuff that I remember used to be on TV that was considered like shocking, and now it's like everything's fair game in a way.
Oh yeah.
Well, Breaking Bad has been very shocking the last couple episodes. Basically, not this Sunday, tomorrow. This Sunday will be the last episode of Breaking Bad ever. Not the previous episode, but the episode 2 weeks ago was maybe the single best hour of television I've ever witnessed as a lifelong television viewer. Now there are different episodes that have rivaled that, from The Sopranos, from a lot of different shows, Game of Thrones, even Mad Men, that kind of stuff. But Ozymandias was the name of the episode, and it was basically some of the best television I've ever watched. Best hours of television, or hour of cinema, if you.
No, let's not go there.
You didn't see it, so you can't go there.
I'm gonna watch this whole thing when it's all said and done with.
You can be my guest. You can't go there because you.
I don't call something cinema if you've been back to the same location every episode. If you're looking at it as a complete film, that means you've had over 100 scenes in one location.
I'm not looking at it as a complete film at all. I didn't say that. If you can consider it cinema,
George, you feel like there's a cinematic quality within that particular episode, as with all the other episodes that have come before, and I'm quite sure it's going to come tomorrow.
Yeah.
You feel like there's a certain cinematic quality that you're getting, and it's a real treat, correct?
Of course, yeah.
But as long as things move slowly and have an episodic feel, there will always be episodic content.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm not saying it is cinema. If I use the wrong term in calling it cinema because it's on the television.
I'm being a hipster.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, clearly.
Okay, so I'll watch that when it's all done. A lot of people are saying Breaking Bad has replaced The Wire as the new show that everyone talks about. Like, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch this.
Yeah, The Wire never reached the popularity that Breaking Bad did. And no show.
Well, that's because there's white people in Breaking Bad. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, there are actually several.
I'm kidding. Relax.
There were a few white people in The Wire too. Usually the good ones. But
yeah. Oh, I know.
No, I'm just kidding. There's a couple different factors actually to that. There's The Wire was on HBO, and a lot of people don't pay for HBO. I mean, I do, but a lot of people don't.
Right.
And Breaking Bad is on AMC, which you still need cable for, but it's basic cable.
Yeah, they're saying they expect 8 million viewers for the finale. Sopranos, surprisingly, on HBO for the finale got 11 to 12 million live viewers.
I remember that because I was one of those 11 million viewers. And there's a lot of factors. One, the HBO, and the second is social media. There was no social media back then. Maybe MySpace was first coming around.
Yeah, did MySpace have a
when
page with sparkles going across it for The Wire?
Yeah. There was no social media, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram, no fucking all this bullshit that keeps us busy and distracted
LinkedIn,
from being real with each other. Yeah, all the LinkedIn, whatever the fuck. Now because whatever people are doing, they say, "Oh, I'm watching this," and they post it on Facebook, and they say, "Oh, this is fantastic," and they tweet about it, and blah blah blah, and it gets other people curious. So when the curiosity killed the cat, curiosity got everyone to watch the show. That's basically what it is.
You know what Facebook is like? It's like being in a tunnel, a dark tunnel, and all you could hear is echoes. So you'd think you're like involved with other people, but really you're just listening to echoes. And then if you shout out, the only people that'll hear you is just other people listening to echoes. So
I know, it's so disturbing.
It is really, if you think about the way that anything social works on Facebook specifically, it is quite frickin' disturbing.
Yeah, I'm actually been considering not deleting my account, but deleting the app from my phone.
Delete the phone app. It's too much to be worried about all the time, and then it comes right to your phone. Or delete automatic notifications.
Yeah, but you know what? I never go on it on my computer. Never, ever, ever.
No, I'm saying go on it on your phone, but delete the automatic notification. So if you go on every couple of weeks, then you're like, all right, yeah, whatever.
It's going to be hard to do. It's become a part of your life at this point, at least my life, you know.
You know what it is? Is because people don't have each other's Skypes, people don't have each other's phone numbers. So if someone wants to get in touch with you right away, they will contact you through Facebook.
That's true. Yeah, I have.
If you're like someone like me who doesn't keep up with Facebook, then I just look like a schmuck, I guess.
Yeah, but that's commonplace for you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I have people's phone numbers, and they still contact me via Facebook sometimes. I don't understand.
No, because people would rather, text while driving than send a phone call.
Eesh.
Now, I sound
but
like
that's basically what's
like
making.
that.
I sound like a conservative radio talk show host. Let's move on to something liberal. Fiona Apple did a redo of Imagination from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. She did a cover of it, and Chipotle used it in an ad to basically. I don't even know how to describe this ad. What would you say?
I refuse to watch it.
Well, it's very creative in terms of saying how all the meats that we get from other places are manufactured, and it's very creepy in the beginning. But as it rolls on along, it was cool how creative the Scarecrow was able to make his own farm for the most part.
I refuse to watch that. Chris, I know you told me about that a bunch of times, but I just can't.
Well, I guess Chipotle used to be owned by McDonald's, but that is no more. So now they are attacking, I guess the statement they're making is that they use free-range cows or whatever, and that they don't use the factory system of pumping up corn-feeding animals and then slaughtering them. I mean, if anyone's ever seen Food Inc., this is like Food Inc. in that you will not want to eat beef for a while after seeing this.
I'll eat beef no matter what. That's why I don't want to watch it.
I know it tastes. I know it's awesome, but I know you're gonna laugh at me. I've said this before. If you've ever spent time hanging out with a cow, yeah, I know, I just said that. If you've ever just spent time hanging out with a cow, they're quite chill, and the fact that we eat them and they're mammals and they're so close to us is kind of like weird to me.
I served a few cows. Oh no, they were just very large people.
Oh, you son of a...
You're like, I picture you at the diner like Al Bundy is at the shoe store.
I'm actually quite pleasant. I get, once in a while, because I'm abrupt when it's busy, once in a while people might think I have an attitude, but I just work fast. I don't have time to bullshit like all these other Californians out here. But I do get compliments on my service all the time. People, actually, I walked in from break on Thursday, and there was two ladies, a woman and her daughter, actually had just walked in and asked where I was. They said I was on break, so they sat on the side waiting for me until I got back so I can serve them.
Yeah, because who wants to... Whatever. California has a weird thing where, one, a lot of people look down on service jobs, which is very strange because I guess the people who do that have never had a job in their life.
I get that vibe out here. You're absolutely right.
But then there's also a big part of the service industry out here where people are just lazy and take a job for the sake of having a job but don't do much in it. So it's kind of like there's always like a weird A and B thing that happens out here, like extreme differences. Anyway, in terms of this song by Fiona Apple and this ad by Chipotle, great job by them. I mean, it's weird that I'm advertising a food chain, but
they actually did another one 2 years ago, but it was Willie Nelson doing his own rendition of The Scientist by Coldplay.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you guys saw it.
Oh, George, turn this up.
Simply look around and deal with it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it.
Okay, now,
I feel like ballroom dance to this.
You know what? It seems like a nice song, but if you see the visuals, the contrast is that the visuals are so shocking. Even though it's a silly little cartoon, it's this. The farmer wakes up on what you believe is a farm, but really there's no crops around his little house. He goes to work in the city in a building that is designed to look like a farm, except it's a big corporate sort of place. But it looks like a farm on the exterior, although it's covered in grime and dirt. Now, this man's job as the guy dressed as the farmer is that he has to cover up holes in the system, or patches in the building that are falling apart. But as he starts covering up the patches and putting the walls back together to hide it from the public view, he starts taking a peek inside. And what he sees is a chicken getting pumped up with steroids, which is an exaggeration because corn feeding is not the same as giving steroids to an animal. I don't believe anyone does that. Then there's this one shot that is heartbreaking, literally heartbreaking. They show a cow getting suspended in air, getting milked, pumped dry by a machine, by his udders. And as he's closing the door on the cow, he looks sad, and you see a shot of the cow with the door closing, and you see the whole room is dark, and the only light coming was from the closing door. So now the cow is almost completely in darkness, and it does a sad face. Oh my God, your heart breaks when you see the cow do the sad face.
No thanks.
Did you see that, Brian?
Unfortunately.
And the most comment that I saw over and over, not the most liked comment, but the most repeated comment I saw over and over and over again, literally said, "That cow," unsmiley face.
Oh, wow.
That cow. And that's literally what you'll feel viewing this. You'll be super sad about eating beef.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not this guy.
Not George.
That's what cows are here for. I'm sorry.
Well, that's debatable.
I'm debating.
There was a guy in Mexico who was like a famous bullfighter, and one day he kept prodding this one bull to fight who did not want to fight. He started breaking down crying. Because he realized that the bull was so peaceful, and what happened was he became an animal rights activist.
I think that was in Spain. Spain?
Was that in Spain? I heard it was in Mexico.
Yeah, basically, the guy just didn't want to fight the bull, or the bull didn't want the bull. Yeah, the bull there was no fight in this bull, and the matador just kept poking and prodding him like they do, and then the bull just not having it. He's like, just leave me alone. And the guy realized what he was doing, because I guess in those situations where you poke and prod a bull and he's chasing you, you don't feel bad for it, because in turn you're annoying him, and then in turn he's trying to kill you.
Right.
So you don't feel bad for the bull because you're trying to stay alive and make a show of it. But if you're fucking with somebody and they just sit there and take it, you're gonna at some point feel bad about what you're doing.
Right. Yeah. And there was some other weird story that we just heard about where check this out. A bunch of cows were being led to slaughter, but the one cow realized what was going on and began to cry.
Wow.
And the people were so shocked, the whole plant started crying, and they let this cow free. They made special arrangements for the cow to go move to some sort of shrine or something weird like that.
Like a farm.
Because the thing is that we as humans judge emotion based on what we see from other creatures. For instance, when a dog's tail wags, we know it's happy and we can relate with that feeling. But cows are so calm that we don't know what's going on with them a lot of the times. A lot of people speculate that cows could be aliens spying on us. Not a lot of people, a few people.
You and 4 other people.
Well, I'm in Venice Beach, so about everyone here speculates that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get some more people, right?
Apparently the cow was crying, visibly crying while being led to slaughter.
Well, I don't know if that was necessarily the issue.
Anyway, the ad is heartbreaking again. Chipotle and Fiona Apple, Imagination. She covers the Willy Wonka thing. You remember she covered for Pleasantville. She covered Across the Universe by the Beatles, and that was another haunting melody and good music video as well. They should release an album of her just doing haunting remixes.
I didn't like her very much back in the day. I think she's fantastically attractive right now. I guess my tastes have changed.
Are you sure? A recent picture of her, she looks borderline anorexic.
I guess that's what I like these days.
Damn. You know what? I wish you didn't look like that because this is a great Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, she you know, if she's gonna be I don't know if they just use her song or if she really feels like she's an advocate for not eating meat, but if you look at her body, I would say you should eat meat. She should be eating meat. She looks very frail.
She's cute. I like her. I like disturbed looking people.
Oh yeah, for real. It looks great for the disturbed looking music video, but you know,
anything that caters to your negative, processes.
Yeah,
That's
George.
Fuck you.
What the hell?
right.
You want a girl to have anorexic stuff going on? That's not good for.
You don't know if she's anorexic. What the hell are you talking about? You're just saying
I
she
have a
appears
speedy
that way.
metabolism, but who's keeping really?
I didn't say I want an anorexic. I said I like her, the skinniness attracts me these days, and it's been happening for the last several years. In no way, shape, or form did I say that I want to date an anorexic. You're assuming that she's anorexic, and in turn, you're saying that I like anorexic.
When you go to the doctor's office and you see the big skeleton model, do you get a boner?
I stick my my wiener between the third and fourth rib when the doctor walks out of the room.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't even have insurance. I haven't been to the doctor in over a year.
So that's why you're lusting for skeletons?
Yeah. Well, you'd be perfect for the modeling industry. They're always like trying to pick out anorexic-looking females.
Yeah, maybe I should become a modeling scout.
There you go.
Go.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Nothing's gonna change my world.
This was another one where the song and the video seemed very contrasted. She was singing this very calmly while she was in a diner that was being completely blown to shit by people throwing chairs through the windows, breaking the countertop of the diner, all the things you wish you could do at your diner, George.
Do you realize that this is like a fantasy of mine?
This is like a black exploitation movie for you. This is diner exploitation film.
Do you understand how perfect this is? It's a girl that I find attractive, looking kind of sad in the diner, and the diner being destroyed by several preppy-looking guys. I guess I don't know about the preppiness, but the fact that the diner's being destroyed and she's singing on the counter and whatnot, and just gazing deeply into the camera, I'm aroused right now. No,
No, I mean I know like it seems weird because it was an advertisement and all that, but I mean it was touching, and I think advertisers are starting to realize that you can't just keep rolling out the same stupid beer commercial. You need to really either do something that touches someone or and I think music, even though the industry's kind of crappy, I think they realize that there's a certain sound that everyone likes, and I think there's a certain way to always draw an emotional response from people, And I was talking about this with Chris D, and he said when that shot of the cow, it's like they hit the perfect minor chord that will make you cry while giving you the most sad visual and most sad story element all at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway, if anyone out there wants to be depressed, go see the Chipotle ad with Fiona Apps.
Chris, for the record, the beer industry is recession-proof. So they're always going to put out these commercials.
Apparently though, light beer was on the decline. People are getting sick of light beer. They had like a 12-15% decline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink light beer, so.
Yeah, they said they want more tasty, full beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian only drinks the beer that matches the color of his skin.
Oh.
Guinness!
Stop it.
Don't tell me anymore.
Would that be like an Asian guy drinking Corona?
Yeah, I guess.
Like Asahi or Sapporo. Those are the Asian beers. Asahi.
Sure.
That would be like an albino drinking what are those little wine spritzers? What are those wine spritzers?
White Russian.
No, it's like those sweet fruity drinks that like taste like lemon. but they have like a little alcohol content.
Margarita?
I forgot the name of this brand. I used to get this brand.
Mike's Hard Lemonade?
It was something like that. Yeah, it was those type of drinks.
Like
Smirnoff.
Yeah, Smirnoff Ice. Smirnoff Ice. It was basically a sugar drink that had some alcohol content.
We used to get drunk off of those back in the day, though.
Yeah, it was like you were getting drunk and a sour stomach all at the same time.
I know, it's such a bad feeling.
Hey, so we're rounding out at about an hour. Do you want to play that clip of Justin?
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right, so we'll move into sports. Justin has a new clip for us. Last time he was saying that the Giants are in turmoil this season, and, well, we saw that he was right. They lost, 38-0 that 1 week?
Yeah. They got beat up. But here we have Justin Pace on his weekly sports rant.
What's up, guys? I'm not going to talk about the Giants this week because I said it last week. They're in trouble this year. Sunday was sickening. Anyway, on to another story. The New York Jet fans. I've never hated the Jets or their fans until Rex Ryan came here. And it was constant taking shots at the Giants. And all the fans bought into it. When they had their runs in 2009 and 2010, all they did was mention the Giants after their wins in the playoffs. The Giants this, the Giants that. You had this asshole fireman at their rallies bashing the Giants left and right. All up until 2011 when the Giants played the Jets in the regular season. Up until that week, that whole week, Jets, their fans, the coach taking shots at the Giants. And what happened? The Giants beat them and shut them all up. That's why I don't care to this day. Beating the Jets that year was better than winning the Super Bowl. It was better. I'm sorry. But Giants start off 0-3. The Jets start off 2-1. And all the haters come back out. Here we go again. I'm hearing guys say that Geno Smith is better than Eli. This and that. The Giants, they run the town now. The Giants this, the Giants that. Come on. You won 2 games. Relax. You beat the Bucks. You got to win against the Bucks. You beat the Bills. The Bills are terrible. Let's see how you do against Atlanta. That's the Saints. New England again, who already beaten you once. Let's see how you do against the Bengals and Ravens. I'm tired of hearing about these Jet fans talk. Worry about the Patriots and Dolphins who are 3-0. Don't worry about the Giants. We have nothing to do with you guys for another 2 years when we play. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these guys hating on the Giants and hating on the Yankees. Jet and Met fans always are worried about what the Yankees and Giants do. I'm tired of it.
I can't believe that clip was only 2 minutes. It feels like a roller coaster.
Oof.
I've known Justin for a long time. I thought he always hated Jets and Mets fans. I didn't know it started with Rex Ryan.
Yeah, right.
I guess. I'm not a big fan of Rex Ryan either, but I guess he's got a
point?
An opinion.
Well, the Jets and Mets. We're Jets and Mets fan. Well, Brian's a Giants fan, but the Jets and Mets do have a history of collapses. So, we'll have to see how it all plays out. That was good. Thank you, Justin. That was very entertaining.
That was good. Thank you, my friend.
Now, did you guys see any sports this week, or is anything going on? I haven't been following.
Mariano Rivera officially pitched his last game at Yankee Stadium.
Didn't we talk about this?
But he officially pitched his final game at Yankee Stadium the other night. Like, he was retiring, and he was like, he's been doing his goodbye tour this whole season, which is a little sickening to me. I understand.
Yeah, it's like hanging on to the past a little there.
No, not that. That's not what I'm trying to point out here. The thing that I'm trying to point out is he's still a competitor, and he's still going there to try to beat you. Now, he's been going all around the stadiums, all around the United States, and everybody's been giving him gifts and whatnot and blah, 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 blah.
He's I know. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I know he literally is the best closer in the history of baseball, statistically, in the playoffs, all that stuff. I get that. But it's kind of, when you're going to the Cleveland and they're giving you a rocking chair made of broken bats, and you're going to Tampa Bay and they made a fucking sand sculpture of your face, and it's kind of like, it like gives me, I don't like it. I don't understand. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think I have the utmost respect for him and the Yankee organization, including Derek Jeter and all the guys that came up with him. Just because I'm a Met fan, I'm not hating on it. I am, however, little bit disgusted by the major leagues all kind of like kissing his ass and giving him gifts. Like,
Yeah,
I get
if
it.
you're
Congratulate
you're
him.
gonna give someone who's retiring a gift, get it something that they could use in the future. I don't think a macaroni picture or a sand art is gonna help him much.
It's going to be Fusilli Mariano.
I think they maybe Rose. What's that?
Fusilli Mariano.
Who's that?
It's a Seinfeld reference when Kramer was making pasta sculptures out of everyone. And he said, "This is Fusilli Jerry."
Yeah, that was like a South Park where the kids went to God camp and they had to make macaroni pictures because, what else do you do other than weird arts and crafts at some of these camps? And then God actually, or Moses actually appeared to the kids and they're like, "What do you want, great leader?" And he was like, "I require macaroni pictures." I'm surprised they didn't get Mariano Rivera to be in that show, The Closer.
Jesus. But he...
Kira Sedgwick backstabbed him like Jay Leno. Backstabbed everyone for his job.
It was cool how it happened, though, basically, when it was time...
Hey, Chris, they can always revamp the show, so it's not too late.
Well, yeah. Well, now that he's retiring, he could act full-time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great, another athlete acting. That's exactly what we need.
He needs a couple language lessons before that. He needs some vocal coach.
Out of hell with it. Out the hell with it. Just stick him in Telemundo and do like a revamped version of The Closer in Spanish. Boom. There we go. Ratings galore.
Yeah, imagine you stick one of those dudes like Sammy Sosa in the dramatic role. Who do you think the killer was, Sammy? I hit the ball go far. I have a great day. The wind was on my side.
I see the guy. He have a gun.
Sammy.
I catch the guy. He looked like a bad guy. I find the gun. I throw him in jail. We win. Next year. Have you actually seen what Sammy Sosa looks like recently?
No, I have not.
He looks like a wax figurine.
What? Did he have a facelift or something?
Yeah. He looks like Eddie Munster.
What?
Google him right now. Google Sammy Sosa.
He has bleached skin now.
Bleached skin, red lips, slick back hair, blue eyes. Do you see it?
Wow.
He looks like a cartoon character come to life.
Did he do a Michael Jackson, or what happened here?
That's Sammy Sosa.
So apparently he's using some kind of type of like soap or lotion that bleached his skin and.
See, maybe he's trying to go after those white roles in Hollywood.
Well, if he keeps this course, all that's missing is the propofol.
Oh my lord! Wow, that's very interesting. Maybe he has the skin thing or whatever.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's no disorder.
Sammy, your wife just was murdered. In the show, your wife was just murdered. How do you feel? It was a little cold when we were doing the warm up.
I feel a little tightness in my hamstring. I stretch. I feel good. We win. I catch the robber. I look for the wife's killer. And then you have DMX or someone in the back as his partner. Yeah, man.
Let's get it on.
We catch that. We catch that killer, man.
Wow. It's like Caribbean baseball players have the charisma of Canadian wrestlers.
I will.
It's like Bret Hart. You were just slapped. Your wife was slapped in the face. You were disrespected. How do you respond? Well, when I see him, I'm gonna give him an abdominal stretch. That'll really teach him a lesson or two.
Hey.
I'm gonna hook his leg and never let him go.
Big Show just took a shit on your grandfather's grave. What will you do? Well, when I get him, I'll probably get him into a headlock that'll wear his neck down. I'll keep working the neck till I can move down to the leg. When I get the sharpshooter, he's in big trouble.
We beat the leg. We make strong move. I see my players really rely hope for me. I hit the ball. We win, and tomorrow night we go again.
It was so interesting at the time. We were like 13 when the home run derbies were going on.
That was good.
And we were always watching the TV, and everyone was running back to see, who was winning, McGuire or Sosa. And And it was so funny seeing the interviews every day with them because McGuire was, he was like your all-American baseball player compared to Sosa, who was like, Sammy, what'd you think? How'd you hit it? What were you thinking? Did you know you were going for the record? And he'd be like, I hit the ball go far.
I play Mr. Mark McGuire. We hit the
He's
ball.
The man.
You know what?
I'd rather have him go get the record and I go to the playoffs.
You know what? You know what? He talks like Sammy Sosa. He talks like if you were watching a movie with a blind person and had to like describe it to them. The man, he drive a car. He get out the car. He get shot at.
Oh Lord.
He break up with his wife.
Oh God.
So, all right, we've gone a little over an hour. Do you want to do science news, or do you want to just wrap?
Yeah, why not? Pick one or two stories, and we'll
wrap that shit.
Let's see the most. I want to see the most bizarre. The most bizarre. Okay, here's one.
I know you're not playing that bull crap. You gotta be. You know they're gonna remake that. You know they're remaking.
Of course.
Science, right? Okay. I forgot which model they picked though.
So what's on the docket for science today?
Okay,
Chris?
I'm in China, so okay, get ready for the ethics and morals to be removed for this science experiment.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
In China, there was a man who had a deformed and infected nose. So his nose looks like it folded in. It looks like Michael Jackson without plastic surgery sort of nose.
I saw this. I read this story actually.
Doctors grew a human nose on this man's forehead.
What kind of sick joke is that?
Literally, there's an upside-down nose growing out of this man's forehead. A human nose.
It's their creation, and it's real.
And it's real. And once it gets, full-grown nose, they're gonna just put it on his nose and not his forehead.
Okay.
No, it's not like they're gonna keep it on his forehead. He's not gonna.
For a hot minute, I was like, "Yo, that's terrible, man. That's terrible."
Yeah, they're not gonna reroute.
Yeah.
His
he's not gonna have to bang his head on the table to do cocaine.
I really thought
like
they were playing. It sounded like they were playing a practical joke on the poor guy.
Yeah.
We're just gonna grow the nose on his forehead.
But I guess we're seeing the results of all these. Yeah. No, we're seeing the result of all these experiments that were done to mice. Now we're seeing them literally be done
to humans.
10, 20 years later to humans.
That's interesting.
Man, you're going long with that song, huh?
This is background, bro. This is science. I got to keep it spiced up somehow.
Well, like we were talking about dolphins the other week and orcas and how smart they are. They did a side-by-side human brain and dolphin brain, and the dolphin brain is much more advanced than the human brain.
Oh,
really?
Yes. Human brain is slightly more advanced than a chimpanzee's brain.
So I guess the next step would be to extract dolphin's brain and put it in a human brain, just to see, or human body, excuse me, and see like what would transpire.
That would be very interesting.
Just saying.
Transplant brains.
That would,
yes.
Yeah.
That is weird science, is it not?
That would be very creepy. I think the result of which would be a very retarded-looking individual. No offense, I'm not making a joke out of it. I think it would be a disastrous experiment.
I'd take a dolphin brain.
Ethically terrible to do such a thing.
For a second, I thought you were going to say you could take a dump or something like that. Yeah.
No. A dolphin brain, you sick bastard.
Okay.
This was actually major news. Did you guys hear about that big earthquake in Pakistan?
Yes.
No.
There was like 350 confirmed deaths or so, and that number's not exactly accurate. The earthquake was so powerful that it forced a piece of land up into the water, and now there's an island outside of Pakistan that was previously not there.
Oh, was Lex Luthor behind this?
Terrible. Yo, you're terrible, man. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the island's about 20, 30 feet high.
Jesus.
Don't worry.
It looks about a quarter mile across, a quarter mile long.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 7.7 earthquake. A lot of people, unfortunately, sorry to them, lost their lives. And the result of which, I guess, was the Earth doing a bunch of weird stuff and creating a new island that popped out.
And somebody will buy it.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, who owns that? I guess
Well,
that's part of Pakistan because it's off their seaboard.
Can we go down there and just claim it?
Oh, we gotta go.
I don't know if you want to be making any claims in Pakistan.
It's beachfront property, man. That'll be slums in no time. That'll be a 5-star shanty town.
You're so positive.
Wow. Another song, or is this the same song? I don't know what the point of playing that song is. I thought you were gonna play.
We're on.
Do that one for the party, the party island.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be the theme song
to the new island. Take your time. You got time.
I do have some time.
We're restricted to an hour, but who's keeping track?
This is gonna be the theme song for the new island in Pakistan.
Wow, have you checked out the new island? It's really crazy. The girls show their ankles.
Oh, there's this new bar. We have to go check it out. There's high heels and long skirts.
Scandalous.
Check it out. This bar also has no alcohol, bro. No alcohol in this bar.
Oh, Akbar. Let's go to the bar, Akbar, and drink some milk from our holy cows.
I'm with you, Ramadan.
Oh, hey, you know what? Hey, do they eat? Wait a second, George. Are you saying Indian or Muslim?
I don't know. What did I say?
Oh, God, whatever. All right, sorry to everybody in the world who we offended.
I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with my Middle Easterners, okay?
I can tell you one thing. Papua New Guinea's going to be pissed.
We didn't say anything negative about Papua New Guinea.
Oh,
you'd be surprised.
You know what?
We like them.
Check this out. Okay, there's a couple crazy stories. One is, they're both about human tampering. One is a positive and one's a negative.
Uh-huh.
Which one do you want?
Negative, please.
All right, we'll start with the
negative, of course.
There was a turtle born, and when he was little, he got a little soda can. You know the plastic that's on the soda cans?
Yeah.
That the birds always get stuck around their head? This guy got it stuck in the middle of his shell. As he grew up, the middle of his shell did not grow that much, but the ass part of his shell and the shoulder part of his shell grew out. So the turtle has an hourglass figure, and he's still stuck with the damn plastic on him.
God damn.
That's so the top of his shell is not developed, is what you're saying?
She's got curves. No, the middle of her shell, literally, it looks like a waistline on a turtle. The middle of the shell is squeezed together.
Wow. That's crazy.
And the good story about human tampering, I hope it's good, is that normally protons, if you know anything about physics, protons do not interact with each other, so there's no form of matter that has, photons. They don't bind together, photons. Scientists have found a way to do it and basically have created a new form of matter. And they don't know what the result of which will be yet.
A new form of matter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Something that has never previously existed.
So first there was matter, there's antimatter, and now there's a new form of matter. That's like the third.
I guess because when you bond so many protons together, they create a mass. They have mass.
Is Lex Luthor behind this?
Well, they act like they have mass, you know? So, this could be the beginning of photon torpedoes from Star Trek or something like that.
Right.
Jesus. The funny thing is, if they happen to create these super weapons or whatever it is, we really can't do anything about it. So if they decided to shoot it in either direction, which they wouldn't, because the powers that be don't want to get destroyed. They just want to destroy everybody else.
Right. I guess the hope is that we don't blow ourselves up trying to find these things, like when we try to create a black hole in Switzerland.
Oh, yeah. Imagine that thing gets out of control one day. What happens?
Well, I don't think we have enough juice to actually create a black hole. I could be wrong.
No, they have that generator. It's like 13 miles in diameter.
Right, but I don't think we have enough juices to really, create like a black hole that will, get out of control.
You think that's what we need, juice, to create black holes?
Are you kidding me?
You know what I mean, energy.
Have you been to the supermarket? Have you been to the supermarket, especially around your way? They got grape drink, orange drink, They got.
I meant energy when I was talking about the juice.
They have mango.
Oh, quit! Stop.
Okay, all right. Let's stick on this topic. But
I know you like that Shasta drink.
Researchers have traced.
I'm a sucker for strawberries.
Researchers have traced the Irish ginger gene back to when humans left Africa. So that red hair actually goes back to the humans in Africa days.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit. No way.
You don't believe that humans came from Africa? That what you're trying to tell me?
No, dummy. I'm trying to say that red hair and freckles and pale skin didn't come from Africa.
Well, it's a course of time. The skin didn't need to be so dark anymore because they were living in colder climate.
Yeah. In Ireland. All right. Okay.
Also, in terms of weird science fiction things coming true, there is a jewel that was discovered that helps simplify quantum calculations. Which is quantum mechanics and physics is such a large topic that I won't bore you with it at this time. One thing that is interesting, two interesting things. Cosmologists suggest that a 4D black hole may have spawned the universe, so it's only a matter of time before we get 4D movies. And also, in terms of that, or sticking with that, researchers have discovered how and where imagination originates in the brain.
You lost me with that one, but I'm actually more interested in the 4D black hole.
You like the 4D black hole?
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
Is it just because of the name 4D?
Yeah, just because it has that label on it to begin with, you know.
Yeah,
and also the fact that, like, you know, it reminds me of when I was watching this special on like how the world would end, and how interesting, you know, like being killed by a black hole would be, because you'd be just stretched, and then you're like broken up into so many pieces.
Well, yeah, the known laws of physics cannot determine what happened at the moment of the Big Bang.
Right.
But this model would. This model would basically do away with some of the Big Bang theory.
Mm-hmm.
Not the show. The show's going to last forever. They might have to change it to 4D theory.
Yeah, sure.
You're such a fanboy.
I know, I am being a fanboy. But, yeah, basically, it looks like it's spawned. They're saying that the universe could have spawned from a collision when a star collapsed. A fourth-dimensional star collapsed into a black hole. How is that the beginning of the universe if then technically something already happened? Who knows how this shit works?
Yeah.
We don't know where black holes go. We know they rip everything up and don't even let light out. So are they just the Microsoft recycle bin of the universe, or what happens here?
Right.
Do they transport things to other places? Do they recycle matter? Who knows? Anyway, this is getting way too technical. Let's get out of here. Yeah.
Well, it was actually getting fun, but in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was just saying, like, you know, in terms of, like, them shooting stuff, like, they'll shoot it to another part of the the universe, or they shoot it to another part of a dimension that, you know, that's in existence, if you believe in string theory and all that jazz. You know, who knows?
Right. Let's see what the comments are on it. I want to see if someone's, like, made a disgusting or nasty comment. No, in these sort of science news places, people actually make smart comments. Someone wrote "that cow" on smiley face. No, they didn't. Okay. Let's get out of here.
Yes, thank you everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you for listening to Shooting the Ish. Thank you very much to everybody tuning in. And do you guys want to say anything as we sign off here?
No.
Thank you for listening. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, have a good night. That's all.
Everybody enjoy. I guess everyone will have seen it by now. The last episode of Breaking Bad.
It's going to be good. Take care, guys.
All right. See you later. Shooting the Ish.